Hi, love. Hello, and welcome to Co-Creative Healing Journey. My name is Greta. I'm a healer, and I post spiritual content here on the channel to help support, guide, inspire you on your journey of spiritual growth and evolution. And today's reading is intended to do just that. It is a reading that has the topic where Spirit wants to talk to you about something new that's coming into your life so that you can engage with it in the best way possible. So Spirit wants to give you some information, some perspective to help you along with this new thing that's coming in. And we're going to do this with a multi-dimensional reading. We are bringing out the big guns for this. And the way these readings work is that there are 9 different readings here and 3 different levels. The first level here has to do with the energy of the situation. So it's for you to pick one of these rocks and it will guide you to the energy of your situation. And then this line with the little angels has to do with your energy in the situation. Once again, you pick one or however many you will. And then this last row has to do with advice that Spirit has for you. So when you put it all together, it creates a coherent reading. And it's the way that I do it so that I can give you as tailor-made a reading as possible, because when we work the statistics, the probabilities, you have a 1 in 27 chance of having the same reading as someone else. So I just love that, and that's why we do it in this way. Timestamps are in the description box, and I'll see you in your reading in just a little bit because I'm really excited to see what is something new, what is the new thing that's coming for you. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Hi, love. Hello, and welcome to your reading. Welcome to those of you who chose this stone, which just feels so good in my hand. It feels so good. This is a stone of growth, of fertility, of expansion, of very, very beautiful energy. The imagery with it would be, imagine if beneath your feet the grass just started growing and plants growing, and all of a sudden there's just an oasis growing around you. And I feel like that's the energy of the situation for you. The new thing that's coming in is a lot of growth, a lot of fertility right beneath your feet, right where you are. Situations and circumstances that you are in here and now, and within that, this beautiful new energy of growth and fertility coming in, which makes sense also with the healing card, which says, the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. So yes, this does talk about restoration, restoring, recovery, bringing something back, and that means that makes sense with the aspect of it being where you are, right beneath your feet. So looking at the other cards, we have the 10 of Pentacles, we got the 8 of Swords, we have Heart Chakra, I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships, and then we have Starseed. So I feel like there's going to be healing in the situation that you're currently in, and that's what's new. This healing is coming with 2 plus 9 equals 11, which for me is mastery of energy. It goes with you having learned what you need to learn in the situation. You have mastered it to the extent that you need to. You have mastery over this energy. So it really can't teach you that much more. And now you're at a point where you're ready to leverage what you've learned. You're ready to leverage the energy that you've mastered into a manifestation in the situation, which is going to be in alignment with the 10 of Pentacles. You see how you have these people here and they've been praying before an altar. There's this energy of the manifestation, the successful manifestation of something that you've been praying for. And 10 is the beginning of something new after the end of a cycle. The culmination of an energy, the end of an energy, and then the beginning of something new. So you've been building something up through prayer. You've been building up energy through prayer. And now it's ready to manifest. And Spirit is letting you know that the manifestation in the situation where you've been struggling, where you've been needing and praying, calling in this healing. There you go. So that's also a situation. It's definitely something where you've been pouring in a lot of energy, a lot of prayers, a lot of positivity. You know, not everybody prays, but everybody prays. It's one of those things where it's a word we attach to it, but it is an energy of wishing. It is an energy of dreaming. It's an energy of aiming for something that we cannot achieve fully through our own ability, and then putting it out there to the universe that we still want it. and asking for universal help and support in creating it. And you've been doing that, and you've been building up that energetically, so it's ready to manifest. The thing that's so important is that it manifests as a 10 of Pentacles, something that's going to be successful, that's going to be long lasting, enduring, something that is sustainable. This is such a beautiful energy, such a beautiful energy. And it's again why you've been doing it this way, why you've chosen to manifest it this way, so that you can manifest it straight away at the 10 of Pentacles. With the starseed energy, this talks about your soul and the texture, the fragrance of your soul. You're not like any other soul. You have a soul collective that is very, very unique, and that's coming through this reading, which doesn't really happen. I didn't really expect it. But first and foremost, there's your energy, there's your vibration, and it's very unique. And starseed energy in general are souls that are very sensitive. It's very sensitive to the light, but therefore also very sensitive to the absence of light, or things that contradict light, work against light. And so this is talking about something that you need as a soul. You needed this situation to manifest at this level. If this situation manifested as anything less than a 10 of Pentacles, it actually would be detrimental to your soul. It would be very hard for you to engage with. So it could be, for example, let's say it's friendships, and you need friendships where there's love and there's unconditional love and there's respect, and anything less than that would be detrimental to your soul in some kind of way. If it is a job, then you needed a workplace where you could have a certain kind of accommodation where you could do the job in a way that would be honoring to you. For example, your integrity, maybe your schedule, your rhythm. So it's those kinds of examples. What makes this very successful and very sustainable is that it is going to accommodate your spiritual being, your soul, your energy. Beautiful. And so here comes your soul collective. I love this. There they are. Oh, with the flame. And so this is talking about having support from your spirit teams, your guides, and of course your soul collective in making this happen and creating this. But I feel like you also are going to find people of like, of like energy, of like vibration. You're going to, that's also part of the healing. So again, it's one shift that in and of itself gives you something, but then there's a kind of side effect where you're really going to be able to find a sense of belonging in this new thing. It's your energy, it makes sense, it's successful for you, but it also comes with a form of validation through connections here, loving relationships, loving yourself and others unconditionally, nurturing and loving relationships. There we have it again, that notion of unconditional love coming through and getting nurture through that, getting nurture through those connections. It's all supposed to work that way. It's intended to work that way so that you get a healing in a kind of inherent way that validates who you are, but you also get a healing in finding belonging for who you are. Beautiful, beautiful. So love, that's the reading, and I hope that it served you. I of course invite you to check out your personal energy and the advice that Spirit has for you in this situation. I am sending you lots of love. I'm really, really touched and done this reading. It's very, very beautiful energy. And so I'll be seeing you in the next one, love. Bye. Hi, love. Hello to those of you who have chosen this rock. This is my stability rock, security rock. So no surprise it came up with the root chakra. We have got the frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the world. We've got Wheel of Life. I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. Ace of Cups, Five of Swords, and we have the Knowledge card here. So this new thing that is coming in for you is a sense of security, a sense of rootedness, a sense of grounding, a sense of belonging. It's going to be different for everybody. But this is basically talking about a situation that you've been with, a Five of Swords, or a time, a season of your life that you've been in, where you have been trying to pursue what it is that you love and what it is that you want. And it's been hard, it's been difficult. You see how this swan here is saving fire, taking care of what's most important, flying away, but then there's a witch holding on. And the tale talks about how the swan doesn't feel the presence of the witch, but it's still heavy, it's still dragging you down. And I feel like that's what it is, that you've had this sense of, this is what I love, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm passionate about, I'm going for it. But it's been difficult, it's been straining, it's been maybe having accidents, setbacks, things like that, and not understanding why. There's no real reason why it should be like this. And what you've not been sensing is the presence of this witch, which symbolically would be, well, first and foremost, the dark witch, but also this energy of, I feel like it is influenced by other people. It is maybe you're going for something that goes against the grain in some way, shape, or form for people around you, for society. There is some form where, yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, no, it should be like this. I thought it was like this, but you know what? It's like this and it's fine. It's just a different angle. It's just a different approach. And that's the same kind of energy. Maybe what you're going for is that it's a little bit innovative, a little bit, different, but in some way, shape, or form, even you going for it is different, and it feels like it ruffles feathers, it disturbs people. And so that's been an energy that's been weighing this situation down. But now you're coming into a different season, a change of seasons. There's a new cycle that's about to begin for you, energy, that new energy that's coming in. And so this heaviness and this sense of, you know, going against the grain, of swimming against the current, maybe even to the point where you feel like you can't win for trying, and you're getting disappointed and you're getting bitter, and which are meanings of this card, and you just don't want to do it anymore. That's going to change, and you're instead going to find Ace of Cups, a lot of love for what you're doing, for what you're creating, but also it's coming through as this energy of positive flow, a positive current, like switching, right? You switch your position. Well, you're not doing everything, actually. You're swimming in the same direction, but the current changes, and all of a sudden you're moving with the current. You're moving with events. Things are working out in your favor. You know, it's the, what is it called? Buttered toast effect, where you drop your toast and it lands on the non-buttered side every single time, over and over again. It's just a new I'm trying to find the word for it. It's like it is a new flow of energy, but I feel like there's a word for it, which might come to me, a specific word for it. But it's just such a favorable and auspicious energy that you're stepping into. And it's going to give you a real sense of security in what you're pursuing. There's also this energy of what you're pursuing getting a lot of love. So it also makes you realize its viability, its potential in a different way, its sustainability in a different way, which also adds to your sense of security. You're going to learn something really, really big from that. You're going to get a big epiphany, an awakening, a new sense of awareness. There is something that is going to click where you're going to go, oh. And I feel like that's also it, that you're really going to realize that it's not so much that what you were doing was wrong. There's something about the seasons. There's something about the timing. Maybe there was a form of technology that wasn't invented yet. In either way, you're going to realize that this delay or this dynamic that you were in has benefited you in some way, shape, or form. But that's a benefit that you create. It's not inherent to the situation. It's you seeing things in a different way. It's you seeing and experiencing the pursuit of your passionate desire, because we have Leo here. Leo is the heart, following the truth of your heart. And you following your heart, you're going to understand that pursuit, that experience in a very, very different way. And I feel like you're also going to experience yourself in a very different way as this new thing comes in, as this new flow of energy comes in. So love, that was your reading. That was so exciting. I am looking forward to the next ones. So I'll be seeing you in the reading for personal energy or advice in just a little bit. Bye. Hi love. Hello those of you who chose the third stone, which is this beautiful stone. And so different on both sides. It's one way on this side and another way in this one, but it fits perfectly in my palm. It feels really, really good to hold. This is a stone of personal power. And that's the energy. That's the new thing that's coming in. It's a sense of personal power. So let's run through the cards. We've got Sun Goddess, Major Master number 33. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energy of the sun. We have another 3 here with the 3 of Wands. We have got conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. With personal power, we have got Major Arcana number 16, the Tower, and then we've got Violet Flame. Okay, so love, here's what it is. Here's the deal. You're getting a new sense of personal power. You're getting more personal power. You know, wherever you are in your development of personal power, you're about to experience an increase of it. I don't see where from. I really don't. For some of you, it could be from something that has happened. It's not something that will happen. It would be something that has happened, where there was a big redirection, reorientation, a big change, transformation, maybe even something very disastrous that happened, something incredibly difficult, but something that basically changed your life, a life-changing event that has happened. And through how you move through that life-changing event, you gained a lot of personal power. That is for some of you. But however you come by this personal power, actually we do have an answer here. We've got number 33, Sun Goddess. And 33 is a number of master lessons, you know. Look no further. Master lessons. You've done some soul work. That's why I can't see it. We're at the level of personal power, but this is saying that you've done some soul work. You've been at the soul level, you've been learning a lot of lessons, realizing a lot of growth inside. And we have here a dragon, which is a symbol of power. And it's allowing you to unleash your power. So it's like your soul is becoming more powerful and more empowered through the lessons learned. And it's also showing up in your life as an increase of personal power. So I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. There's new energy coming in. The sunrise, the birth of the sun. The light is coming in maybe after a difficult time. But there's definitely this birth of a new energy that's coming in. This 3 of Wands also talks about the discovery of fire. So discovering fire inside of you, discovering passion, discovering power that you did not know you had. And isn't that great when we discover something that we didn't know we have? It's the best way to get something. It's just there. You already have it. You don't even need to work or move through events to develop this personal power. The new thing that's coming in is that you're going to have it. You have realized it at a soul level, and now you as a person at your human level, you are tapping into that personal power. Wow. Into that power and translating it into personal power. That's amazing. That is amazing. Because this is a card that talks about different elements working together to create that discovery of fire. So this is your soul and this is you at a human level, and you're all working together, putting these energies together to realize something. And what do you realize? Ooh, conception. It says the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. This is called, in a book called The Experiment in Depth by P.W. Martin, he calls it the creative contact. When we make contact with something inside of us, something that is greater than us, however you relate to the unconditionally loving energy that guides you, and even your higher self, your soul, your spirit. This is you making contact with that energy and being very transformed by the experience, by the encounter, and coming back from it with a big sense of personal power. And you may do this consciously, you may do this in your dreams. It can show up in any which way, but I do feel like there is an experience, there is an event that marks it, so that you're one way before, one way another. And this does happen. We wake up from dreams feeling very transformed because we've experienced something. So there is some experience at the root of this, but this is an inner experience. This is I mean, it could be like you have a ritual, but even if you have the ritual, which is an actual like tangible or earthy experience, manifest experience, you still are shifting on the inside, and that's what it is. You're shifting on the inside, and you're really having that creative contact, and you come back from it very, very different, very transformed, inspired, and very empowered, feeling very empowered to follow through on those inspirations. And what really caught me is the word origin. So first of all, origin in the sense of that creative contact, but also originality. How you come back and how you see the world and how you go about things and how you want to do things. It's going to become a lot more original, a lot more true to who you really are on the inside. It's like that energy is coming in to empower you at a human level to start living in ways that not feeds that creative contact and makes it more sustainable and present in your life, but also creates a life and a reality that's just a lot more in alignment with your spirit and with your soul. This is beautiful. Oh my God. And it does entail in your life. So you may have had this before, but it's also coming, but this is you creating it. It's like all of that energy inside of you bursts out and it comes out, and this is the Vesuvius that destroyed Pompeii. It's an avalanche, something that can't be stopped. It's a force of nature. It is a natural movement, and it's going to create redirection in your life. But this is a wonderful energy, actually, because it's very powerful, it's very definite, it's very clear, it will stop at nothing. But also, it's a purifying energy, so it will only purify what is not in alignment. It will only correct what is not in alignment, what is harmful, what is toxic, what is wrong in that sense, right? Wrong for you, wrong for your true being. What is untrue, what is misaligned, what is unloving, what is harmful, toxic, and so on and so forth. Only that will go and the rest will remain. And how beautiful. And so with this violet flame energy, which also talks about purification and purifying our own energy, there's a deep healing for you. This is a card that is linked to bat healing. So there's a deep healing, and when we're talking about the bat, it makes me think of the sonar and how the bat navigates. And I feel like there's a healing in your life, situations, circumstances, relationships, dynamics, this energy just overflowing and purifying all of that. And it also purifies how you navigate through them and how you navigate through life. It's like bats fly by sonar, so by sound and sound waves, and that's how they navigate. And this would be something like your sonar being attuned to only very specific sounds, or attributing the same distinction of good for me, not good for me, healthy, not healthy, loving, unloving, to the so it's hard with words, man. I get the energy, but it's hard with words. But you're attributing that kind of distinction to the input you're getting from reality. So for example, when you meet someone, you're going to know whether or not they're in alignment with this energy that now is flowing through you and into your life, and you're going to navigate accordingly. This person, that job, this dress, this house, this home, the city, everything, this project, this video, this food, it just changes your navigational system completely. How you navigate your reality is going to get a completely new overhaul, and spirit wants you to know that, because with conception, it's something that you co-create. You do have a say in this, and you do have your part to play. And I'm going to stop there, because the next logical space to go is your personal energy, of course, to check your personal energy reading and then get some advice from spirit. So love, this was a fascinating reading. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in a bit in your next reading. Hi love, hello to those of you who chose the angel with a heart. This is your personal energy reading for the situation, and it is good. we have meadow, vulnerability, we have a Knight of Wands, we have worthiness, Seven of Wands, and we have surrender, procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. And right away, spirit is saying, yes, that is certainly true. But this reading is talking about how you are the success. Where you are in this energy, in this reading, is your success. I feel like this is worthiness. You're in a space, in a place where you're finally seeing your worth. And that's what this situation is going to do for you. It's going to allow you to finally be seeing your worth. It's a situation where you're finally going to be able to see the mirroring of who you are in the dynamic, in the circumstance, in the relationship, in the project, in the endeavor, whatever it is, and however it's showing up. This next thing, this new thing that's coming into your life is going to be a worthy reflection of who you are. Now, this has literally happened to me, so I have to go there, because when I had this experience, transcendent experience, in 2020, I was in nature, and I had this sense of complete and total worthiness, of just feeling how valuable I am just for being myself, just for being alive. And just being in that, and instantly I started to feel antsy. I started to feel vulnerable. I tapped into it. What is this feeling? And I realized it was vulnerability. And I went, well, why am I feeling that? That's odd. And then I realized that it's because when I was a child, I had experiences where I would come into the sense of worthiness, and then I would get attacked for it. I would be put down in some way, shape, or form. And so I've come to associate it with vulnerability. And that vulnerability is like, I come into worthiness, but then I'm expecting the hit. I'm expecting someone to say something about me, just being me. And I'm expecting to basically suffer for it. Take a hit in some kind of way, shape, or form. And this energy is coming through for you. And so there's this energy where Spirit is telling you that in this situation, you're going to see that mirroring and that worthiness. And with the Knight of Wands, it is going to make you want it more. You're just going to become so much more passionate about the situation and the circumstance that you may already be, or than you ever thought that you could be or would be. It is really going to light a deep and profound passion in your heart for you because of how you feel in the situation. Now, in a general sense, it's something that you may or may not be conscious of, right? But Spirit is telling you, so that you will be conscious of it when it happens, that that's part of why you're going to love it that much. But because you're going to love it that much because of what it does for you, there's a sense of vulnerability that is going to come to it that is linked to experiences that you've had in the past. You may be someone who has a hard time doing something for yourself, maybe hard time receiving. You may be someone who, again, has had similar experiences to what I was describing, where when you did do something for you, you got judged for it, you got ridiculed, you got attacked, you got belittled, whatever it was. There's some kind of a sense of vulnerability when you go for something that is for you, something that feels good to you, where there's no kind of exterior validation either. So you can't even say, I'm pursuing this because it's good for the world, I'm going to save the world. It's really, no, it's because I want it so much, because it feels so good to me, because it really shows me who I am. And again, we're breaking it down, but what it's going to feel like is just, yeah, it feels so good to me. I feel so good in it. You're going to feel good because there's a match, but you may not be consciously aware of it or have the words for it. But either way, you're going to want it really, 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 really badly. And it's going to bring up this sense of vulnerability. Now, what Spirit is saying to that is that just because people have something to say doesn't mean that they have the right to contribute what they have to say, right? The saying is like, opinions are like ani. Everyone has one. Everyone has an anus. Everyone has an opinion. And just because they have one doesn't mean that you have to contribute to it. Doesn't mean that it has to be in any way, shape, or form a part of your life. And that's what you are going to have to contend with. That's what the Seven of Wands is talking about. And it's talking about honestly putting people in their place, putting energies in their place. So this could be people, places, things. This can also be institutions. This can be religions. This can be societal beliefs. This can be trends. This can be any kind of influence that you have allowed to have a say, to have influence in your life for far too long, and you're going to surrender procrastination. You're going to get right on that, and you're going to need to put them in their place for you to be able to progress well in this situation. If you feel in the slightest that this is something that you don't deserve, something that's not for you to have, you're going to influence your movement, your impetus, your kind of word like tempo. You're going to influence how passionately you're going to go for it, but also how it's going to go. And so the Seven of Wands in the traditional tarot, this person is on the hill, and this one they jumped off the hill and they're getting into it. This is not something that you can also say, well, I'll just let it roll off of me, because we're talking about things that you're not always fully conscious of. And we're talking about things that you maybe cannot be fully conscious of, right? We are complex beings. And so it's going to affect you in some way, shape, or form unless you're taking action, unless you're engaging with it consciously, directly, energy to energy, unless you're taking it on. Now, again, surrender procrastination is talking about how you have tolerated this, you have allowed it to continue, and therefore it does speak to you having some form of vulnerability. yeah, to these people or to these energies or to these ideas or these thoughts, right? There's something in you that allows this to continue, and that's what you're going to have to meet in this situation. And there's a tremendous motivation for you to do that, because again, it's going to feel so fantastic, and that sense of worthiness certainly is a great source of yeah, a great motivator. Let's just put it like that, a great motivator for wholesome action on our part. And Spirit wants you to know that doing this in the situation and circumstance would certainly be wholesome. So love, that was your reading for your personal energy, and I'll be seeing you in your reading for your advice from Spirit in just a bit. Hi love, hello to those of you who chose the big angel for this reading. So this is your personal energy in the situation. We have got iceberg submerged, we have a Six of Cups, the Sacred Woman, King of Swords, and we have surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? So the Sacred Woman energy is talking about something that is sacred, but also how we relate to things. And it's talking about having a proper relationship to things where there's respect, there's integrity, there is self-control, there is love, to be acting in a loving way, because we recognize that what we're engaging with is sacred. Now, at the heart of it, everyone is sacred, everyone is divine, every animal, every flower, every tree. And so it talks about this energy of having a lot of care for life in general. But in this situation, your personal energy has to do with receiving something that, you know how she's holding the heart here in her hand? This is about receiving something that is sacred to you. Whatever this new thing that you're receiving, it's being entrusted to you so that you can treat it in a way where it is sacred. We have the Six of Cups here, which is talking about childhood. And it almost is like how you would treat a child. So it doesn't matter if it's a project, if it's a new thing, if it's a new way of thinking or feeling or being, a new situation, a new relationship. You're being guided to treat it like you would a child, with a lot of care, with a lot of love, but also allowing it to unfold as it will, to let it become what it wants to become, to honor the potential, and to be there, to be a support, and to kind of guide it along, guide the situation along, but with very loose hands. You see how she's got one hand lifted, the other one is holding it? It's a very loose hold. There's a lot of flow, and allowing that flow to come in, because with the iceberg here, you can only see 10% of the situation. And I feel like, because it's coming up not in the situation but in your reading, it's talking about how there's you and how you're engaged and where you are in your energy and in your growth and in your journey right now, that makes it so you're only going to be able to really see or understand 10% of the situation or of the new thing that comes along. A lot of it is not going to make sense to you. But that's okay, because the Knight of Swords is talking about how over time you are going to gain completely mastery of this, full comprehension. You will gain full comprehension, but not at first, because of where you are. But the more you're going to treat this in a way where it's sacred, with, again, care, with openness, with trust, with love, the more you progress in a way where you're just believing in this and believing that it can show you its gifts, its inherent gifts, the more you will gain comprehension in the situation. So it's very important that you surrender belief in scarcity. Don't, just because you see the 10%, don't believe that there's not, the whole iceberg isn't there. It is there. It's just that you can't see it, because you're intended to grow and to evolve with the situation. And that in and of itself is also why it's sacred, because it has to do with your personal growth and evolution. That's sacred. It is as sacred as it gets to you. And so you're, again, being guided to engage in this situation with a lot of care, with a lot of integrity, with a lot of truth, with a lot of really the best attributes of you, whatever that is. We're all kind of different, and we all value different things differently. But it's like, maybe the highest of versions of you, your most virtuous self, is patience. For other people, it's strength. For other people, it's curiosity. So whatever that is for you, it's about you bringing it to the fore and working in that way, approaching the situation in that way. And when you do, with the Six of Cups, it's also talking about a path of least resistance. You're going to find flow in the situation, even if you can't see it all, even if you can't understand it all, even if you're not where you're going to be in the situation. You will get there. You will get that comprehension. You will get that mastery over the situation when you know exactly, oh, I know what this is, and I know what to do, and I know how to go about it, and da 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 da, bum 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 bum. You will get to that point. Don't believe in scarcity in this situation. There's the infinite nature of abundance here. We were talking about possibilities, endless potentials. Yeah, you will succeed beyond your wildest dreams in this situation. It depends fully and wholly on how you engage with that. And one more thing the Spirit wants me to mention is that when we talk about things that are sacred, we are talking about the Spirit, what fulfills the Spirit. So that's also part of why you can't see it all. It's because you haven't grown fully into the spiritual energy that is going to be incredibly fulfilled in this situation. In other words, what you have is a situation that is going to be side by side with you as you grow and evolve spiritually. Let's do this way. You grow, your spiritual energy grows, the situation grows along with you. Your spiritual energy grows, the situation grows along with you. And those things are rare in this world. They are very, very few and far in between. And that's why Spirit is also bringing this message, so that you know and that you value it, and you don't let your present day perception level determine the extent to which this is going to be able to thrive and grow and evolve in your life. So love, that was your reading. Again, fascinating. Did not see that one coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in your advice reading in a bit. Hi love. Hello to those of you who chose the mini angel. We have here a reading that is really speaking to that, actually, because this is big spiritual energy, but we have the mini angel. So I feel like what Spirit wants you to know is that you feel a lot smaller than you really are. Let's look at the cards. We've got crystals, focus, the Hanged Man, Major Arcana number 12, the Divine Feminine, Major Arcana number 10, Wheel of Fortune. We have surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Now, this Divine Feminine energy is talking about growth that you've realized and that you have harnessed, that you embody here and now as you're watching this reading. And it doesn't matter whether you identify as a man, a woman, non-binary. This is feminine energy. We all have feminine energy, and you've been doing work on yourself where you have evolved your feminine energy into divine feminine energy. And with it, there's a tremendous amount of creativity. There is, you're gaining the fruits of the work that you've done. You're very comfortable in yourself, very at home in who you are, loving yourself, very, very, there's this energy of being very centered and grounded. And again, you may or may not be aware of this, or you may not think of it as that, this beautiful, glorious evolution of divine feminine energy. It may just feel very normal to you, but it isn't. It is not normal. It's not common. And more than anything, it's so powerful that it has triggered the new thing that's coming into your life. So whatever the new thing is that's coming into your life is because you've realized this growth and this evolution. Because this growth and this evolution has given you like two kinds of superpowers that you're going to need in this situation. So the first one is this Hanged Man energy, and the Hanged Man has to do with how we put ourselves in a difficult position so that we can gain enlightenment. And with Major Arcana here and here, again, it speaks to the how big this energy is. But this is soul level energy, the soul level dynamics. So this is you having the ability to recognize when situations arise that are not just how do I put this? They're not just happening because they happen. You can see that there's a deeper reason to it. You see that it's your soul, it's the universe. Something has been created for you to gain enlightenment, for you to learn, for you to grow, for you to evolve, and you take it in that way. And with the feminine energy here, wow, this is such a perfect card for this. you can sustain yourself in that process of learning, of growing, of evolving, because the Hanged Man is also a breakthrough energy, and we get that breakthrough once we've received the illumination. So this is you able to sustain yourself, able to hold yourself, able to be with yourself while you are in that time, while the universe and your soul presses pause on things. So this could be, for example, you know, I'm experiencing so many changes right now. So for example, I had a couple of weeks ago, I had a cold, or I had the flu actually. And all of a sudden I'm doing things, and then boom, 10 days laid out in bed. And I could feel that it had to do with how much I was growing and I was evolving, and I needed some rest, some time to integrate. And so I took care of myself. I made it as cozy as possible, watched a ton of anime, had a lot of fun, and it was what it was. But I didn't make it harder than I needed to be. And with this card, it's talking about your ability to do that. So you're able to focus on what matters in situations that are not going the way that you think that they should, or that you would want to, when you perceive that it has to do with some higher reason, higher dynamic. So first of all, it's amazing that you can perceive that higher dynamic at work, that you really have the ability to focus on what matters. And ultimately, that's going to be also to stay with yourself and to give yourself the means to get through it, as opposed to, you know, be banging your head against a wall. Why isn't it moving? Why is it moving? Why is this happening to me? Why? As you might have done once, but you've grown out of it. And on the other hand, the other superpower that you've learned is to precisely when the energy does move, when things are go, when you are on top of things. And I feel like it's talking about all the different levels, because this is the Wheel of Fortune. So there are sometimes in life we're on top, sometimes we're down, and sometimes we're hanging on, or we're in the shift of going from up to down or down to up. And it doesn't really matter what level you're at, you are able to see it as fortunate. It's that thing of I know that everything works out for my highest good. You have this trust, you have this faith, you believe it, and so you surrender to play. Now, this doesn't mean that you just, you know, have fun with it and enjoy the hard times and so on and so forth. Please don't ever do that. That's so dysfunctional. It's not about enjoying it, right? It's not about playing in the mud. It's about, with play, it's about surrendering outcomes. When we play, we don't have an outcome. We just play. We do things for their own sake. And you're able to just do that. You're able to do your thing, basically. You're able to get on with it and do your thing, whether in life, in situations or circumstances, you're up top, you're down, you're on the side, you're still doing your thing. And you're releasing outcomes so that you can do your thing. Because if you have an outcome and things are down and you can't have that outcome here and now, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't stop you from still doing your thing. And it does bring this energy of fun in a sense. But it's not so much fun, it's more recreation, rejuvenation. It keeps your energy fresh. You don't get dragged down, you don't get bogged down. Your energy doesn't go for the loops, and it isn't dragged around by the bigger events of your life. Up, down thingy, your energy stays the same. And that brings a sense of freedom and wellness in your life. And that, because you have those abilities, because you've grown your divine feminine energy to this point, that's why the situation is coming in, and Spirit wanted you to know that. So love, that was your reading. Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I've been saying that for every single reading. They're so amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will be I'll be seeing you in your advice reading, and I am being guided to do this, to applaud you, because that is work well done, and that is amazing, and it is about to pay off in ways that you never even imagined. You didn't do it for that reason, but it's coming anyway. And that is the nature of the divine feminine energy. We just grow, but the fruits come anyway. So I'll see you in a little bit. Hi, hello those of you who chose the Jack of Hearts. The Jack of Hearts in cartomancy, the energy that's coming through in this instance is talking about having loving thoughts and intentions towards the situation, a very creative perspective. And the thing about creativity is the awareness that anything can happen in the situation, but also that because we are creative powerhouses, that we can create the outcomes that we want. And of course, we can co-create the outcomes that we want with Spirit. And so that energy is coming through in the advice that Spirit has for you, where Spirit is saying, be open in the situation. No matter what it looks like, no matter how it shows up, you have to know and to understand that you have the ability to create what it is that you want in the situation. However, you may not be seeing it because the approach is a little bit different than per usual. So we are going to be talking about it. First and foremost, we have here solitude. So we have openness, we have solitude, in silence peace prevails, and we have the Nine of Wands. And these cards are talking about you making sure that you are following your own counsel, making your own choices, that you're being very independent and assertive in this situation and in how you engage with it. This Nine of Wands is talking about you having a lot of strength. You see here, this is an elder that's speaking. You have strength on the basis of the experiences that you've gone through. So you have everything that you need. You've had the experiences that you needed, and you've gained a lot of strengths, skills, abilities, wisdom along the way that you can apply and put to bear in this situation. And it's very important that you do that, because this situation is made for you alone in some way, shape, or form. It's made for you to become aware of this, of everything that you hold, but it's for you to shape, it's for you to mold, it's for you to be creative in. And it's very important. And I'm also getting this energy with the Nine of Wands that there can be people who have their opinions or have their expertise, and that it somehow clashes with what you want to do or how you want to go about it. But the advice is, be very aware of not seeking out external validation for your choices and even external energies and input. You're going to have the most peace in how you approach this by going off of what you know, what you have, what you contain, by doing this on your own. Now, again, you may have people you have to work with, right? So you may have collaborators or clients or whatever, and they're a part of the process, and that's perfectly fine. What Spirit is saying is that how you engage with them is on the basis of what you think and what you feel and what you want and what you desire, and again, your intention for this process. There's no need to be anything other than incredibly positive if you will follow through on your own authentic approach to this situation. Then you will have what it is that you want. Anything can be created. You just have to go about it the right way, and the right way for you is to be very, very assertive and very centered in your own approach in this situation. And this is just coming up strong over and over again. This can be content. You know, when you open YouTube, for example, there is no shortage of people to tell you what is the right way to do something, whatever it is, parenting, running a business, being in a relationship. There's people have 7 signs of this, 8 signs of that. This is the way, this is the way, this is the way. And this energy is coming through very strongly. That's their experience. That's their way. And it may apply for a lot of people, but it does not apply to you. And that's what you really need to be aware of, because you're unique. You have your path. You have your energy. And what works for everybody else might not, and even is likely not to work for you. And so that's why you're guaranteed the most success in this situation, by relying on you and what you have. And so on the other hand, what you're going to need with the High Priestess Major Arcana number 2, and we have the throat chakra, is a lot of surrender. The throat chakra is our center of authentic expression. So there's that, but it's also a center of surrender to higher will. So there's an aspect where in this situation, you also have to be open to certain factors, certain dynamics that you're going to have to leave up to Spirit. You're going with the High Priestess here, you're going to have to leave it up to divine timing. You're going to have to leave it up to the workings and the orchestration of the universe. Meaning, this is really a reading that does talk about co-creation. As I mentioned, there's what you got to do. You have to do what only you can do 100%, but you also have to leave it up to Spirit to do what only Spirit can do 100%. And with the High Priestess here, it does talk about the ability to read the currents, to read the timing, to read the flow of energy. Oh, this is not working right now. Let me leave it. It is something that you do, but you're reading what the universe is willing to do. So it's not that, oh, this is not possible at all. It's just, oh, the energy is showing me that it's just not right now. I know that it's possible because all things are open, and there's the ability to create here. And with the High Priestess, I'm in touch with higher truth. So I know that it's possible, but maybe it's just not now. And then having the ability to surrender that. And it doesn't need to go against what you want. It doesn't have to be inauthentic. You're just learning to balance what you authentically want with what Spirit authentically wants. And what Spirit wants manifests through the divine timing of things. And it's you learning to navigate that. So you have to be open to both, that there are things that you're going to have to do and that you're going to have to empower yourself to do, and at the same time there are things that you're going to have to trust the universe to come through on. With this High Priestess, this is talking about wisdom that you have. It's just a matter of applying it. It's just a matter of, everybody has a High Priestess energy in them. It's major arcana number 2, so it's the beginning of soul level journeying, and most people on the planet have developed their High Priestess, but not most people embody it, not most people work it, not most people apply that inner wisdom to read the currents, to read the flows of energy in life, and to work with them, especially to work with those currents. But that is the advice that Spirit has for you. Work both sides, stay open, have loving intentions, expect only the best, because there is no reason why you cannot create it and co-create it with Spirit. So love, that was your reading. That was your advice. Those were all your readings. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping that you got the guidance, the inspiration, the light, the love that you want, that you need, that you deserve at this time. If you enjoyed the readings, please subscribe for more. They are going to come in flow. And if you want to know more about me, check out the description box. All of my information is there. For now, bye. May you be blessed always and in all ways. Hi, love. Hello to those of you who chose the Joker. This is your advice from Spirit on your situation. And it's a good one. I have to say. Of course it is. It's advice from Spirit, but I'm kind of wowed by it. So we have here the Joker, and the Joker is this energy of the wild card. And this is Spirit saying that there is a wild card element in the situation, meaning you don't know how long it's going to take. You don't know exactly how it's going to work out. You don't know exactly how it's going to unflow. There is something in the nature of the situation, of this new thing that's coming in, that just makes it a wild card element in your life. And so what's important, the advice that Spirit can give you and wants to give you, is that you're going to have to find a way to stick with it. You're going to have to find a way to be steadfast. If you see here, Lord Ganesha is being carried along. So he's not directing the movement. He's carrying along. He's going along with the experience, going along with the situation. And in this instance, this is you getting carried along to some extent by this new thing that's coming in. And so your job is essentially to stay on. And you see here, Lord Ganesha has all of these weapons to deal with the past, what could come from the back, what could unseat him. So there's a level of vigilance that you need to have to make sure that you stay in this, that you're in this for the long haul, because it's going to take you where you want to go, for sure. This situation, this dynamic, this thing, whatever it is going to take you somewhere amazing. End of the reading is Love Abounds, which is the equivalent of the Ace of Cups. It is going to take you somewhere amazing. You want to be in this ride. So your main priority is to make sure that you stay in it. How do you do that? With the Three of Cups, it's talking about you being very aware of how you feel in it, and make sure that it is an experience that remains emotionally abundant for you. So the notion of the Three of Cups is, yes, it's like fun and positive energies, but it's also lots of different energies. There's emotional abundance to it. It's something that keeps renewing itself. So one moment we're curious, then the other one we're engaged, the next moment we're open, the other one we're trusting. There's just an evolution of emotions within the situation. There's a sense of variability, and so it also never gets old. There's continually renewal, and it's fun. You want to stay in it, right? And so on the one hand, it's for you to approach it in this way and to engage with the situation so that it is fun, right? So that you don't yourself make it not be fun. I feel like there's an inherent amount of emotional abundance there, but it also has to do with how you engage with it, how you show up, right? You could be working in the funnest place on earth. If you show up every day dreading to be there because you want to be in bed and watch television all day long, it's not going to feel fun, for example, right? But then we also have this aspect of the impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. And this is talking about becoming very aware of the moments when it stops being fun, when you stop feeling that emotional abundance. So maybe things are just not flowing, or you're not supposed to be doing this, and it's about not stopping. Don't quit. Redirect your energy. There's a Banksy quote that says, don't quit, rest. And here it's not so much about resting, it's much more about doing something else, redirecting your energy. So for example, when I do these readings, sometimes I get interrupted, right? It just happened just before I was doing this reading. It's so funny. And I got interrupted, and then I put it on pause, and I was like, okay, so what can I do in the meantime? I don't sit here and get frustrated and stewing on, I want to do this reading because it's fun for me, I really enjoy it, I want to do the reading. Okay, what else can I do to help me prepare? And so I did other stuff. I looked up this, I looked at that, I cleared this away, I did that, came back to it. It's those kinds of things, and then it keeps it fresh, and I'm not getting into a frustrated energy. It's like that. Really be aware. Even if you see here, there are these three women. There's one who's pregnant, there's one who is represents the maiden, and then there's one who represents the crone. There are different stages of life. So it could also be, if it's a project, there's some things you need to start, some things you need to sustain, some things you need to end. And it's about being willing to go from stage to stage, and again, to follow your own experience of it. When does it start to be frustrating? When do you start to want to get off, and then, you know, to shift your energy? It's like a little bit like exercising, you know. There's a point in exercise where you start, and then you're enjoying it, and then it's fun, and then well, let me speak for myself. I start, I enjoy it, and then inevitably I will get the thought like, oh, this is too long, I need to quit. And so there's for example, I do a system with miles, right? If I do 1 mile, I know I can do that without worrying, you know, thinking anything of it. 2 miles is fine. 3 miles, I will have that moment, but I can move through it. 4 miles, I will have that moment, but I'll need effort to keep going. 5 miles, 5 miles is easier for me to do than 4 miles, because I've committed to it. But the point is, I know that what each task requires of me, what each stage requires of me, and I'm aware of how I could be tempted to get off, how I could be tempted to stop. I know that when I get to a certain level of tiredness, then my thoughts go, well, let's just quit, let's just stop it, there's no point, and so on and so forth, and I can maybe build up an argument, and so on and so forth. And this is about you having awareness of that, and try to forestall it just by having as much fun and enjoyment as you can, but also being aware that when those moments come, redirect, move out of it. Don't try to fight it. Don't keep banging your head against the wall, because that's not productive either. Redirect, take the issue out altogether. Then it's not about, you know, for exercise, for example, it's not about, am I going to quit or am I going to keep going? It's about, okay, maybe I slow down. Maybe I spend a couple of minutes moving a little bit slower, get some pace. Maybe I drink some water, get my energy back up. It's like that. And of course, you know, at the core of it, it's the strategy of doing exercise that I love. Right? It's like that. It's really talking about giving yourself the means to succeed in this situation. And it's just such a beautiful advice. On the other hand, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got this Ace of Cups with love abounds. And Queen of Cups is talking about personal growth and evolution. Spirit is saying that as you do this, little by little, you're going to grow and evolve at a personal level. And I feel like that's also the wild card. So you're not aware of how much you're going to grow and evolve as a person in this situation. And it's kind of also coming for the purposes of helping you to grow and evolve. But because you're going to grow and evolve, then the potentials, on the other hand, are much bigger than what you can imagine. There's also that wild card aspect to it. You can't know, for example, how maybe you do this for 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, you'll have grown and you'll have evolved, and therefore the potentials and the possibilities that you see in the situation, you don't see it, you can't imagine it. At a basic level, it's talking about how your love for this situation is going to grow and evolve. For this new thing, whatever it is, you're going to love it more as time goes, as you grow and you evolve your own personal ability to navigate it in a way where it's fun and you're stable. So that's also what Spirit says, keep going. You're going to love it more and more as you go. And really, you have no idea how much you're going to love it. Sky is the limit. Spirit sees how much you're going to love it, and that's why you're getting this message. But it's about having the proper engagement with it so that you give yourself the chance to get to the point where you're just loving it. And however much you love it this month, you're going to love it more next month and the next that month, and so on, provided that you, of course, engage with it in this free-flowing kind of way. So, love, that was your reading. Those were all of your readings. Thank you so much for watching. This was so exciting. I really loved every single reading that I've done up to this point. And so, thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your energy here. I hope that you got the light, the love, the inspiration, the guidance, the support that you want, that you need, that you deserve at this time. May you be blessed always and in always. And if you would like more of these readings, then please subscribe. And if you're interested in me and my work, all of my information is in the description box. So that's that for this time around, and I'll be seeing you. Bye. Hi, love. Hello to those of you who chose the Jack of Spades. In cartomancy, this is a card that is linked to actually negative thoughts, negative expectations, and this reading is speaking to that. There's a core energy at the heart of this reading that is a saying that says you can think you can or you can think that you can't, and either way you're going to be right. And this is what Spirit wants to talk to you about. There is the potential for you in this situation to gain a tremendous amount of joy, to really gain a lot of fulfillment, and to be incredibly pleased with how things work out. But it depends on your approach, and that's why we're talking about it. It depends how you're going to go about it. We have the Five of Pentacles here, which is a card of scarcity. And the Five of Pentacles is not an energy of lack. That would be Five of Cups for me, maybe Five of Swords. But Five of Pentacles is realized energy. So there is something in the situation that is scarce. There is something where you either don't have the resources that you want, like the time that you want, the money that you want, the support that you would want, and so on and so forth. And it is real. Spirit is acknowledging that. In how you approach the situation, there is some scarcity there. However, with the Six of Cups, we have an energy that is talking about the path of least resistance. And so there is a distinction here between how you see it and how Spirit sees the situation. We have here the rat, which represents the ego. And the ego is carrying this little jug with difficulty. We have here Lord Ganesha, who represents the higher self, the spiritual energy, however you relate to the unconditionally loving energy that guides you. And it is carrying an even bigger pot with great ease, and then another wreath, and another wreath, and so on and so forth, and a crown, and so on and so forth. So there is a difference between what you can carry on your own and what Spirit can carry for you and with you, and even what your higher self, what your higher level energy can carry. When you are in a space and a place of scarcity, you can know that you're trying to do it all on your own. You're trying to find the meaning on your own. You're trying to find the resources. And here we're talking on your own, not other people. We're talking about Spirit. You may be misaligned in some way, shape, or form. You may be aiming for something that's misaligned, and therefore there isn't that spiritual energy to follow. Spirit tells me very often, would tell me that, my spirit guides would say, we're not enablers. We're not here to enable you in something that's not good for you. And it's that energy. So when we're aiming for something that is misaligned, then we are on our own. And Spirit is not going to help us to reach something that is misaligned. You're not going to win $1 million if you're going to spend that money, on cigarettes, war, and whatever. It doesn't work that way, especially not through the divine hand. And something else is happening, but it's not the divine hand, right? And so you can know that. You can know that without a doubt. When things get difficult, when things get stressful in this situation and in this circumstance, I am intended to succeed in it. Spirit wants this for me. That if things are hard and they're difficult, then I am aligned with scarcity and I am pursuing something that Spirit doesn't want for me. And that's why I don't have this spiritual support. And that's why it feels hard and heavy. However, if I change my alignment, if I think I can, if I aim towards success in this situation, the divine success that is divinely intended for me, not the one that I think I should have, and for things to be how I think that they should be, but if I can shift my perspective towards that, then Six of Cups, things are lighter, they're fun. This Six of Cups for me is a card of path of least resistance, and I'm actually amazed at, I feel like it has come up in almost every single reading that I've done on this channel. Every single group of readings, over and over again it comes up, because this is the energy for people who watch this channel. Apparently find that path of least resistance. Spirit is here. Spirit will do the heavy lifting, but your dedicated effort, where you need to put your focus, the most important investment you can make in this situation and circumstance of your time, your energy, your resources, is to make sure that you're aligned, is to make sure that you're coming at this from the highest perspective possible. When you do that, you get that flow of energy. And what could maybe in a very like basic practical way, it could take you 3 days to drudgery your way through something, through a task, you can do it in 10 minutes and be shocked. What? Well, Spirit carried you along. Just between you and me, before I start doing these readings, I pray. Actually, that's also what I do when I exercise. I pray, and especially when I have a long workout, 4 or 5 miles, I say, Spirit, please, thank you for getting me through this reading. Always thank you. Thank you for getting me through this reading. Thank you for getting me through this task. Oh my God, I have to clean the house and it's, I don't know, it's late and I'm tired. Thank you, God, for getting me through the whole thing. And I move through it, blink, I'm at the end of the workout. Wait, what happened? I blink, oh, the whole house is clean. Wait, what happened? Because I'm sourced. And when I say sourced, I mean that the energy that I'm using to manifest this experience is coming straight from Spirit, and it's through pure invitation. And so that's where your dedicated effort needs to be. Sometimes we need to first and foremost learn how to pause, to not just go ahead and just do what we instinctively want to do, or again what we're used to doing, actually the habit, the pattern. Sometimes we need to learn how to pause, and that's where we need to put our focus, to pause and then ask first, right? To pause and first turn in. We are going to talk about that. Sometimes we need to work on staying focused, on starting and keeping up with our alignment, and so on and so forth. It's different what everybody needs to do or where we're at in learning this, but we all need to put dedicated effort in that for it to work. And the Eight of Pentacles, sorry, this is the Eight of Pentacles, yeah. It also is a card that talks about when we become very, very good at something, that over time, as we put in effort, we're going to become very, very good at it. And it's going to be like routine, almost second nature. You see here, and also this person, it feels like they're at the end of the painting. This is the last few strokes. So I feel like this is also something that you've probably been working either on it directly or something adjacent, but it's all going to come together in a bigger picture that is going to allow you to move forward in life. So it's not just about this situation, it is also about any work that you've been doing on yourself previously. And you can rely on that work also to do this, to learn how to set up that alignment and to stay focused in it. Meaning, for example, if you've been meditating, lean on that. If you've been doing breath work, lean on that. Whatever it is, whatever prior effort you've been putting in, this is like the cherry on top. Even though it's going to be this powerful. So ultimately what it's about, taking shelter, the answers are within. Another thing that you do when you're sourced and you are proceeding in this way is that, how do I put this well? Is that the responsibility is never really yours. When you sought the guidance and Spirit said go left, and you went left, whatever unfolds, it's not really your responsibility. So you're not going to be beating yourself up. You're not going to be dreading it. It's not that, anything goes wrong. You're following divine guidance, right? So it goes well. It really, really does. But the point is that sometimes from our perspective, it's still not what we would want to have happen. So we can be unhappy with where we end up following divine direction, but there's always this sense that it comes from Spirit, it's sourced, and so it's Spirit's responsibility. And there's this energy of that there's an answer to some dynamics, some personal issues you've been having with yourself. Maybe you beat yourself up a lot, criticize yourself up a lot, that there's this notion where Spirit is saying that whatever burdens you have right now, and especially in this situation and with this next thing that's coming, however much or the extent to which you call on Spirit to help you is also the extent to which you're going to unburden your relationship to yourself. You're going to make it so much better. And again, you're also going to find on another level, you're always going to find an answer. You never turn to Spirit and Spirit goes, I don't know. Me, I'm just imagining it. Spirit always has an answer, and you always have an answer, right? Because you are Spirit, you are your higher self, so you always have that answer, and that path of least resistance is always guaranteed. It's just a matter of learning how to go within and learning how to communicate with yourself, how to get those answers, and how to apply them in your life. And that's what Spirit is saying, dedicated effort. If you spend, let's say, and this is something commonly known, but if you spend 20 minutes every morning meditating, going within, getting answers about how to go about the different things in your day, and then you apply it, your day can unfold so much more smoothly. Your work, your task, whatever you're doing can unfold so smoothly that those 20 minutes is, you know, the least you're going to invest. It's just such a good investment. You get an incredible return on your investment, right? It is that kind of energy that's also coming in. The Spirit is saying that it's something to do for its own reasons, for inherent reasons, but at the same time, what you're going to find as you practice this, if you practice this, you're going to find that it works so incredibly well for you that you really wouldn't want to be doing it any other way. So love, that those were your messages. That is the advice that Spirit has for you. I'm being guided to tell you, yeah, that it's the road to joy, and it's about choosing that road to joy. We have number 47. 4 plus 7 is 11, master number 11, which represents the connection to higher self, mastery of our own energies, also mastery of lower energies that would keep us from thriving in that connection. So all the elements are here for you to realize a shift in awareness and to really awaken to a higher level of leading your life and leading your affairs, and this situation contributes to that. So now this time it definitely was your reading. Thank you for watching this one. Thank you for watching all of them. I am sending you so much love. If you enjoyed the reading, then please subscribe. If you are more curious about me and my work, then check out the description box. I am wishing you all the best. May you be blessed always and in always, and I will be seeing you around. Bye, love.